might get annoying, but we're going to try it anyway. So, all right. All right, you are listening to the Holy Ruckus Podcast. Thanks so much for listening, for hanging out, and for watching. For those of you that are catching this is our St. Valentine's Day episode. And so we wanted to show some love here on the day before St. Valentine's goes. So depending on when you're listening to this, it is either your pre-Valentine's Day episode or your post-game episode. But
I hope it's your post-game.
I hope it's your post-game. If this is your Valentine's Day tonight,
I'm so sorry.
Then I'm really, really sorry. But otherwise, let's get into it. Here's our intro. Let's run that intro. We got Josh and Emily here, the wifey hanging out. And yeah.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
Let's bring the ruckus.
Why were you made? I was made to be happy. The way to be happy is to know truth. To love goodness. In other words, I am made for God.
Pero quiero lío en las dioses. Quiero que se salga afuera.
You are now listening to the Holy Ruckus Podcast.
All right, you're listening to the Holy Ruckus Podcast. I'm looking at two different screens at the same time. You are listening or watching us. And this is our post-Valentine's Day, saying what's good. Hello, hey Dom, hey Becca. And we're just kicking it. Everyone, Aunt Bulldog, how do we know you? I wanted to kind of get a sense, if you're still here, Aunt Bulldog, how do we know you? How'd you find the Holy Ruckus? Do we know you well? Are you in the area? We're coming at you from the DC, Maryland. So I'm looking at different screens, different, I think if we back up maybe like, then it's like, doesn't matter. Like if we're looking at each other, I think that's better.
Should we look at I can look at you.
Yeah. Let's look into my eyes. Oh, Dorothy's mama. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for bringing Dorothy on board.
Hi.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this, and again, as we're talking to our viewers and our listeners here, so we just added an awesome person to our Holy Ruckus team. And she goes by Dorothy. I'm not going to use any last names, but I am Dorothy on IG and TikTok, and she is killing the game.
Yes.
And here's why, because when you get as old as I am at 32, I'm like, I don't know how freaking TikTok works, and I want to do things for the Lord. And so by the grace of God, we found Dorothy last year. Actually, she gave a song to one of our Lenten projects, which was Sing Hope, right? Songs that bring you hope. And so we're so blessed to have you. So shout out, Dorothy, if you're still there. And of course, Dorothy's mom. Thank you so much for having her on board with us. And so it's all good for the Lord. Good things. But for the real reason you're here.
It's for us.
It's not dating advice. Thanks be to God. Because our dating advice is so weird.
So it's kind of outdated too, right?
It's outdated and it's unorthodox.
Yes.
But in a beautiful way, it's it's our story, right? And we'll share a little bit about that as well. But I really wanted to dedicate this time to you guys, but first and foremost to my wife. And don't worry, I'm not a bad husband. We've done that. We've been on Friday. We started our Valentine's Day, because every day is Valentine's. Every day is Valentine's Day, folks. It's not just on this day, but it's a pretty baller day. Lands on a Sunday. So we had some very good brunch today. What else did we knock out? On Friday, what did we do?
We went to Coastal Flats. We had some seafood.
That was pretty baller.
Some goat cheese salad. Oh, if you go to Coastal Flats, I recommend. Really good. Yeah,
that was good. And then we finished it off with Cheesecake Factory. We got a cheesecake, Oreo cheesecake. So amazing. I never used the word delectable, but if I had to use it, I think I'd use it there. Delectable. There you go. Vocab word. Delectable. Speaking to both cameras here. And then what else? And then on Saturday, we kicked it. We chilled.
Forgot something, but
go ahead, honey. What?
So then we came home to watch a movie.
What movie
I watched a movie.
You watched a movie?
I watched a movie.
What movie did you watch?
It was like some rom-com movie, but
did you really?
I did. You fell asleep. But it's okay.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Really
I was
sweet.
dead tired.
It was so tired.
No, we watched WandaVision. We kind of do this. So I'm on Exodus 90 if you haven't heard. And because every week I talk about it with a bunch of men, and we fast and we give up things. And one of the things we give up is TV and meat and stuff like that. And so we started our Lent early. We started it 40 days ago, and 40 days or so. And I haven't been eating meat, but I haven't been watching TV. So on Saturday nights, on the vigils, if I go to mass on Saturday night, that's when I watch. And so we have like a little run through. We watch, what do we do? WandaVision first.
All American.
And then All American. If you're not hip to All American, it's pretty cool. It's a football show, but it's like drama.
It's like the modern day
Friday Night Lights. And I love Friday Night Lights. But anyway, and so that's what we did on Friday. And then I've been just kind of dealing with a lot of just like stress and need some relief. And Emily was so good, wifey. I didn't even know I had this. Folks, I have a blankie. I did not know I had a blankie. Don't I?
Yeah, you do.
I have a blanket that I've had since like high school, and it's been kind of with me.
That's like your emotional comfort.
And again, I don't look for it. I don't ask for it, but Emily knows to bring it out. And so she brought it out, and then we got a weighted blanket for Christmas. And so she put the weighted blanket on top of me too. And so thank you, honey, for taking care of me, because I needed it on that Friday night coming out of school and doing all that. And then Saturday, then we had a parish get together, with our parish, St. Martin, shout it out.
A virtual date night. It
was a virtual date night, like kind of a retreat for couples. So that was pretty baller. And here we are. But enough about me and us. Let's get into us. But everybody's been doing this Valentine's Day challenge. Yeah. And so shout out to Dom for doing this, my friend Dominique. It's a Valentine's Day challenge. And rather than typing it up, we decided to just kind of talk it out. And so here's our story. And so the questions go, where was your first date? How long you been together? Age different? Who was interested first? Yada, 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 yada. And so I figured we'd do that. We'd knock that out. And so here we go. Here's our story. What was our first date? Do you remember? I remember. Go ahead.
I don't remember the restaurant, or maybe this is not
the
same.
So we met at Franciscan University. We transferred in together, and I was studying theology and catechetics. She was studying
journalism and history.
And our worlds should not have collided, ladies and gentlemen. We were so different. Yeah. I'm in her eyes, I'm a city boy, which is weird because I'm a suburban kid from Mo County, and then you are.
I'm a country girl. I grew up on a dairy farm in Minnesota.
Yes, so she's a farmer's daughter, and small Catholic world, right? Go to a university to meet your spouse. Get your degree, but you go and get your degree, and you came out engaged after that. But our first date, I want to say, first official date, or when we started to be boyfriend and girlfriend, or no?
No,
it was in a group setting.
No, a date is like one-on-one. A group setting doesn't count because then it's just like a hangout.
Okay.
So,
but that's pretty funny too, though.
But
it was around Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Right, and we didn't know how to be.
That was after we were official.
Oh, then okay, so then it's October 23rd. Then it was the date of our dance.
Yeah.
Right, the Harvest Moon Ball. Or I think it was called that, the Harvest Moon Ball. Harvest
Moon
Ball.
Swing dancing.
Swing dancing, folks. I had to learn swing dancing as she goes and gets Judah for a second. But so our first date was at this school dance, and real cheesy. And I was embarrassed because I had to borrow like a tie from my friend. And then I didn't have a belt. So if there's pictures, I didn't have a belt on. Yeah, I looked so whack. I really wouldn't have dated myself. And so, but not thank you for seeing past that, right? Thank you for seeing the love. And so that was good. Yeah, it was at a school dance, and kept it chaste, nothing too hot and steamy. And then from there, we even before that, we went out to
Do you remember that restaurant? What was that restaurant called?
Smoky Bones. Smoky Bones Restaurant in Robinson, PA.
I hope it's still open.
I think it's still open. There's not much to do out in Steubenville, so people have to go cross town to the next state. They have to go to the next state. Just like 20 minutes away. It's unique. Steubenville, Ohio is uniquely placed the Panhandle where everything is touching. Like,
Mhm.
Different states are like all like, hey.
So you have to go in order to get. So you're in Ohio. In order to, you can drive 5 minutes to West Virginia, and then you can drive 10 minutes to Pennsylvania, and you just going straight.
Right, there you go.
So,
There you go.
yeah.
So let's get into it here. So that was our
Yeah.
first date, and it went pretty well. How long have you been together? Go ahead, Em.
Shoot.
It's gotta be 10 years.
2010. So 11 years this year.
11 years.
11 years. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That is
I
pretty
think
good.
so. I mean,
Good job, babe.
amazing. Who was interested first?
Oh,
It's hard because we were
Yeah.
seeing other
We were seeing
people
other
at the
people.
time.
Is that
right?
bad? We liked each other.
I
we were
mean,
seeing other people.
but here's the thing: as long as you don't got a ring on it, I mean,
Yes,
okay, hold
yes.
on. Like,
Okay.
you don't have a ring on it. Like, you were in a relationship
Yeah.
already,
Mhm.
and I was kind of off of one, but I didn't know it at the time. Like,
You were
I think
off
we
of
were
one?
done because
Oh,
I
okay,
think
we're
when
done.
I went to Steubenville, when I went to Franciscan University, it was kind of known. Like, yeah,
Unofficially
this
known.
is it. I didn't know that. If I had known that, I would have asked for my hoodies back because I had some really
Aw.
baller hoodies, really nice hoodies,
Good.
and she never gave them back.
I'm sorry, honey.
And a cool Build-A-Bear. But anyway, yeah, I know. You didn't get a Build-A-Bear.
I didn't get a
No, I know. This
Okay.
is horrible.
I got the ring.
You got the ring and the debt. Yes. No. But we've been together for 11 years and it's been magical. It's been good. Age difference, a year.
1 year.
One
in
year.
7 days.
And our birthdays are pretty close to each
7
other.
days apart.
September 28th
And October 5th.
and October 5th. There we go. So fall babies.
Mhm.
Who was interested first?
Who's taller?
Who was interested first?
Oh, what
So
did
we
we
weren't
say?
really thinking about each other, but she'll say that when we first noticed each other, she'll say that I didn't notice her. Right?
Oh yeah. No, so okay. So the first time we met,
Mhm. And this is Judah, by the way. Sorry.
oh yeah. So, yeah,
Everybody's like, this is
hanging out
Judah
with us.
hanging out with us tonight.
yeah. Like we were in a group setting, so we were all transfer. So we were all hanging out together in like the student lounge area. And
Student union, they call it
oh, student union, I'm sorry. And so
for most people.
yeah, I was like that like goody two shoes student. Like I was studying in the library on a Friday night kind of person. And one of my friends came in, he like grabbed me and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'm studying. Isn't this what you're supposed to do?" And he's like, "No, you're in college." Anyway, so he comes in, he grabs me and he brings me, and there's a whole bunch of people, and I come up right behind Josh, and here he's got his like your hat on. He's got his hoodie. He's all like lunged over. He's got like holes in his jeans kind of thing. And I said, "Hi." And he was just like, and that's all I got from him. I didn't get no verbal.
Yes, folks, I am
Introduction,
not
I know.
the example.
But
I am
anyway,
not
so
the
first, like my
example.
first like impression of him wasn't that great.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, I was kind of like, okay, he's a little stuck up, but
Right.
you know.
And for some reason, I thought that everybody at in our transfer group at the time, sorry to say it, I felt like they were beneath me or something. Like, I don't know why. I just kind of walked around like a total douche. Anyway, so yeah, I learned very quickly and to smile because everybody at Franciscan, for the most part, like their demeanor is
happy.
just happy.
we're all happy.
And I loved it. I loved my experience there. So shout out to that university. Gave me a lot of blessings and a lot of debt. So it's good. Who's taller? I am, but not by much. To the point where when we got married, I had to make sure she was wearing flats or like approved heels,
Yeah, my
right?
heels had to be approved.
Because I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
My insecurities. Who's taller? Who said I love you first? Huh?
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
Because I'm, soft like that, I guess. Yeah.
Would you been okay? So
Go
honest
ahead.
answer. Would you been okay if I said it first, or would you been like, no, I have to say it first?
I would have been okay.
Yeah?
I would have been okay. I don't think
Okay.
that's like one
I
of
wouldn't
those
have scared
things
you
like
away
the
or anything?
man. No.
No. Okay. I'm just curious. I
No,
never asked you that
because
before.
we. I was gonna borrow a line from Scarface. It's in the eyes, Chico. Like it's in the eyes. Like you just know. Like
Okay. Just making sure.
because of what I understand about love, which is not that much. Hey everyone. From what I understand, it's like love can be a feeling, but it's also a decision. And and we decided, like, we didn't put our, blood on paper or anything else, but we decided to like be for each other and love each other. And once we had that security. Like I think I said it as we were leaving, as we were departing. Now I remember.
I said it. You said it at my farm. You came to visit me. You told me,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you were leaving, I said it back.
Yeah, and that was really special. And I'm so glad. And you didn't feel compelled to say it because I said it.
No, I waited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about our relationship, that it's not contingent on that, or there's no pressure either as well. But also we take dating very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing no games. I mean, it's not like we were 30 trying to date, right? God bless folks that have that, but we weren't seeking anybody out. Like we were casually dating. You were committed to somebody, and folks, I was a jerk, and I kind of told her, I was like, oh, that's not going to last. You remember that?
Yeah, that was another reason. I was like, yeah, I told them I was with someone, and I don't know, we talked about something, and the last thing he said to me is like, well, that's not going to last. And
because he was very jealous. He was always like, where are you? And like, he wouldn't let you dance swing dancing, which is like the most like, buttoned up dance ever.
Would you have wanted your girlfriend go swing dancing if you were long distance?
Probably not. I mean, who knows? Let us know in the comments if you believe that swing dancing is a deal breaker. If you were dating someone,
any dancing.
Long distance dating was hard, and I knew that. Yeah. And so there you go. Most impatient. What do you think? Yeah, I'm pretty impatient. I want things, how I want them, and cry, do the whole thing. So yes, I'll say that. The loudest.
You.
Okay, me again. I'm Latino, guilty as charged. That's how I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Most stubborn.
That's hard. I think. I mean, I want to say you, but I also recognize I'm very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm stubborn in like a subtle way. Like I'm very passive aggressive, so you could interpret that as being stubborn.
Oh no! And the funny thing about like our relationship, like you were stubborn, or you just, if you didn't want to have the conversation, like you just up and walk away.
Yeah,
that was fun. That chasing you through, like not in a creepier way, but yeah, when she was done, and she would like exit, and I'm like, no, we should talk about it. I'm a very confrontational person. Like, let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. She's not into the talking out part, so. No. But she's grown, and I've grown from that. Who falls asleep first? Now, this is different stages. But when we were getting married, when we were first married, you were falling asleep first. Yeah. Now, how the tables have turned.
It's totally you.
It's me now. I'm an early riser. I like mornings, so I'm out first, and so that sucks.
I'm a night owl.
Night owl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then let's see and then again, guys, say what's up. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Triple V Youth Group? St. John Newman, what's going on? Right. Hello. We're talking dating, relationships, and we're talking our Valentine's Day surveys here. But if you have any questions about our relationship or relationships, period, I don't know what we could possibly bring to the table, but definitely hit us up in the comments. It's good to discuss and just random things. Here we go. We're looking at this survey here. Most stubborn, got it. Fall asleep first, got it. Cooks better. Cooks better.
I feel like my cooking has gone downhill only because like I feel like there's just we're a family of 7 now, and so I feel like I have like time limits. Like if I had like 3 hours, and I could put a lot of love into my cooking, but I don't right now. So like you're getting unmarinated meat and.
No, but to this day, we won't have steak night or carne asada or anything unless it's been marinating for like 10 hours
and it's usually
or more.
You are the one who marinates it.
No, you do it. No, I get the marinades and you do it. Yeah. Right. And again, we want to say it's equal partnership, and that philosophy is there that we're equal partners in this. I mean, I don't do the whole like I'm the man and the head. Like I know what scripture says. I get that. And I also know the cultural charged implications of that, of the time that it was written, right? In my exegetical breakdown of scripture. But I also love the fact that there is no pressure to have to be the head of the house. And sometimes there is. And it's usually played out in the funniest ways when we're driving on a date night and we haven't decided what we want to eat, where we want to go.
I think that's a question for later. I'm pretty sure.
Is that one?
I think it's like who's most indecisive. Is that one on here?
I don't
I
know.
saw
Did
that
someone
one.
say something?
I
Right.
don't know.
And so yeah, bring out those questions if you got them. But honestly, yes, it takes us a while to make the decision.
Yeah.
And now sometimes she'll play she said like, oh, you're the man, you decide. I'm like, I don't want to be the man right this second. I'd rather just be the fed, so that's the idea. Other than that, so yeah, when it comes to cooking, Emily's got it, man. She puts the heart and love into it. She's willing to learn the recipes and also like step in. Like, it's hard, I'm sure, daunting to come into a Latino, culture and, to be the, the white girl in the room, and already people kind of give that look like, oh, your food must be bland, you put no seasoning on that thing, like, but she does, and she's willing to try it. And so the true test was on our daughter's birthday, where she had to make sopa de res, right? Beef soup, like it has to be like the way, and it's not even culturally ours because I'm Bolivian, and so my wife actually ventured into like Salvadorian territory and did sopa de res, and she was amazing at it, and people couldn't tell the difference, or at least they didn't tell us to their faces, but she did a really good job. And so thanks, honey, like for trying and not being and not shying away from the challenge. I'm a coach, so I love not shying away from the challenge. All right, Bulldog, here we go. Do you pray as a couple before you were married? Oh, this is good.
That's a good question.
This is good. Do we pray before we were married? And again, keep those comments coming, guys. We did,
Yes, we did.
but if anybody was hesitant about it, it was me. The reason being is because I felt that prayer was this intimate encounter with the Lord, and it still is, and it is. But it was our most vulnerable state. Early on in our relationship, I shied away from it because I felt like I needed to find the Lord by myself, and I didn't want to invite Emily into that space yet. Because also at Franciscan, everybody wants to pray with you. And everybody wanted to pray with you.
Yes.
There was this guy that wanted to pray with you like
all the time.
all the time. You guys made like prayer dates or tried to, right?
Huh? Oh, well, as a group of people, with a group of people. It wasn't just
There was one other person.
It ended up sometimes people would
come on.
bail out. And
Where 2 or 3 are gathered and one's
2 or 3.
hot to trot and excited.
It's true. No, it is true. But there's some value in what you're saying, that you shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to go pray with this person. And, you should have your relationship solid, with the Lord on your own, and not just be like, oh, I pray with my husband or my, girlfriend, boyfriend, and I'm good.
So yes, we
value
did
in that.
pray as a couple once we really got going and really were serious. It was past I don't know, I look at it different. There's like, and kids now even would say it, my students would say, there's like the dating phase, and then there's the talking phase.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, and my high school kids would say that, please don't say that. They would say, oh, we're just talking. And that's like dating in our eyes, but they're not committed. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They're just talking. And so when we were courting each other, kind of feel each other out, we weren't praying together. Once we were actually like official. And once you buy a plane ticket to Minnesota, it's official. Okay. Like negative 20 degrees ain't just for anybody. And I almost died on my second one. I had bad asthma, and the air there is so dry. And so, it was love. But yeah, like we did pray because we wanted to discern. We don't want to waste each other's time.
Yeah.
Right. If you know that, if there's any doubt there, like bring it to the Lord and entrust your relationship to Him, offer it to Him, and be okay. And I didn't pray for results. I asked to pray for wisdom to think with the mind of God and to discern His will, even if I liked it or not. And that's the big thing. I think people just pray for the results and pray for the answer, but they don't want to ask the tough question of, is this person truly bringing me closer to you? And what I loved about my wife is that she brought me closer to the Lord. And that was the qualifier. I didn't know it yet, but it was in the peace that I got. So the consolation that I received was the peace. And so, yes, we did pray as a couple before we got married, and it's essential even now. And it's sad because when you pray, it's less often. I think it's harder. You have to make and carve out the time to make an appointment with your spouse, to pray and to be serious about it. And so that's what it's been. We've been blessed to be working for the church in some capacity. And so when we do pray, like we've had opportunities, like we have retreats, couples retreats that we were filming or I was doing music for, and we got a chance to be together for it. You know, so we were really blessed and spoiled, I want to say. So very good. And then one quick one. Whose idea was your dog, Chewy, name and getting him? So Chewy was a gift from a student, man. It was a gift from a student. And yeah, he was the right dog. We didn't want a dog. I mean, obviously we have 5 kids. What do we need a dog for? But it was because of the right situation that we received the dog. And he was awesome. And he's potty trained, ready to go. He's neutered. And so pro-life. And yeah, we're just happy with him. And no gnawed shoes or anything like that. He's chill. So far,
he's good.
He's chill. His name is Chewbacca. And so we didn't name him after like Chewy, like a Mexican name. But yeah, Chewbacca and Chewy. So that was his name prior. He's a year. And that was a sign because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And then the next question was, does your family have a patron saint? If not, no worries. Just curious. Do we have a patron saint? We have a devotion that's near and dear to our relationship, which has transferred over to our family, which is
Divine Mercy.
Divine Mercy. And we put it on everything. We put it on a shirt. We put it on a mask. Divine Mercy images are all over our house. In our devotionals, Saint Maria Faustina. That's
we have a daughter named.
we had a daughter named after her, so it's been Saint Maria Faustina. There's a cross in the background there that is of Blessed Conchita Cabrera from Mexico, which was kind of like the Mexican Saint Faustina, because she had visions of the Lord, and she was a mom. Mother of 9 kids. Blessed Conchita Cabrera, Conchita Cabrera, like really like look her up, because mother of 9, and then she entered the convent, right? Yes, after her kids were all well grown up and everything. She started a convent, so like she's hardcore. So those are saints that have touched our lives. Me as a man, as a father, and as a husband, Saint Jose Maria Escriva has been kind of like finding God in the day-to-day, like a very Ignatian, but also like his own spin on it, like God's work, like Opus Dei, like even tying your shoes, even walking your dog can be an act for God. And so that's been cool. So yeah, again, bring on the questions, folks, as we're here. We're kicking it with you. And I don't even care how many folks are listening, but here we go. Hey guys, peace and love from Ireland. How y'all keeping? What's going on, Jack? Jack from Ireland here on YouTube. Jack, how do we know you? Do we know each other, Jack? I'm trying to say what's up. Awesome. Wow, folks from Ireland. What up, Jack? We have someone from Ireland.
No way.
Yeah, so Jack, so saying hi. So Jack, let us know how we know you, or if we know you, or how we've come to make your acquaintance. So it's been good. And so, yeah, let's keep going here. And why are we doing this? This was the start of our couples podcast. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll start it. The couples podcast is called The One You Gave Me. And it's a play on words of the Genesis account where Adam blames God for the woman he gave him. So it's kind of tongue in cheek, kind of having fun with it. And so, yes, the one you gave me, Lord. He's awesome. Let's see. Cooks better, Emily, for sure. I mean, although I think breakfast I got down. Got the waffle maker. Better morning person.
That's you.
Me. But you do a lot for the kids, and you find a way. But okay, morning person, I'll take that. Better driver. You're not a good driver just because you can drive fast in a straight line. But
no, I never said.
I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking
I
to
was
me.
gonna say, what?
Not you, dude.
I think it depends on the conditions. You are probably a better, like, longer driver, and then I can do better in maybe wintry conditions.
Yeah, I'm getting worse. Like when we travel to Minnesota, like in our minivan, I'm getting wimpier. Like it's harder for me to do it.
Oh no!
And so driving it's catching up with me. I used to be able to make those 17-hour drives and drive for like 11 hours. I still do. It's a lot harder on me now. It's harder on the body. But But anyway,
Old.
very good. Getting old.
Uh-huh.
I know people that are really old when they listen to this. They're like, "You're not old at all. Stop saying that." I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She does it to me. But anyway, no. Let's see. Who's more competitive? Is this hard for you?
Oh,
say?
really?
No.
I mean, you?
Of course. Like, I mean, right?
I mean,
Are you competitive?
yeah, but I don't show it. I don't show my
It's
competitiveness.
sneaky. She wants to win arguments and
Yeah.
prove
wouldn't-
points because I'm also
Yeah.
trying to fortunately like bury it in her face like you see
Yeah.
you know, and I always borrow like, okay, again, I joke around about the male, like the head of the house, you know, like I said earlier in the pod, but I love, and this is a funny movie for us, it's like My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Good movie.
And I always make fun of the dad, Gus, who says like, you know, like the women are talking and the women set everything up, but they have to make it look like it's his idea.
Yeah.
And so then after this is all done, they trick him into thinking like he's so awesome.
That's his idea.
And then Gus is like, you see the man. That was like so funny. And yeah, so there's a little bit of that. I have
But
fun.
the man is the head, the
No,
woman is
come-
the neck.
Oh,
My
there you go. You
favorite
get to
line.
move the head
My
wherever he
favorite.
wants. There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, what's next?
Who is the funniest?
I'm not that funny, so
Okay.
I don't
Sure,
know.
I'll
You
take it.
can take it.
Where do you eat out most as a couple? What's our go-to spots? Coastal Flats has been one.
That's been my,
We love the goat cheese salad with
It's
salmon
so
or
good.
steak. So baller. Cheesecake Factory's there. I mean, Fogo.
Fogo's
We go
really good.
Brazilian steakhouses where
Those are like special events.
like special events because
Yeah.
it costs
pricey,
pretty
yeah.
pricey. But
Anything
yeah.
with meat. Anything with meat.
Yes. And so that's why it's been hard on Wednesdays and Fridays to give it up.
yeah.
But I finally have tried
You did good.
the
honey.
Impossible
You did good.
Burger, the Impossible Burger from BK and other places. Drop a line if you've gone vegan or if you've gone vegetarian. You have some ideas of good, like kind of fake me out faux meat. I'll try it. The time is right. The time is right. Who's more social? We talked about this.
Like, are we saying social, like introvert, extrovert, or are we saying like
No, I think it's just who's more social.
Probably you.
By necessity, by the virtue of my job and positions that I take, I'm forced to be more extroverted. I believe this about myself, that I'm an introverted extrovert, self-diagnosed, because I feel like my energy is like zapped and then I have to go and retreat for a while. But maybe that's anybody, but I don't know.
But I mean, I think just by where I'm at in my like vocation as a mother, like I'm social with my children only. So, and I guess you could say
And
I'm
other
social.
mommies.
Yeah, and with other mommies, but like I don't have like the time to like go by myself necessarily unless I go to the bathroom. Like that's my go-to. Go to the bathroom.
Or prayer. Thank you, Jesus.
Sometimes, yeah.
There you
I pray in the
go. Who is the neat freak? None of us.
Neither of us.
Neither of us.
Neither of us.
It's like sometimes some places just look like a hurricane hit us. You got to close the door.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get serious?
Like serious is it like
serious
became, like,
dating?
dating, or like
Yeah.
serious is it like when you were meant to be married?
Pretty serious dating. Let's just go there.
Well, okay. So you asked me out like what, 3 times? Or
Wow.
twice?
No, I didn't do that. No.
Yeah, you did.
You
Remember?
heard stories that I was going to ask you about.
No, because you said, and I said no. I wanted.
I
time.
had heard that you were. No, I never got rejected. I waited. I knew. No, seriously. I waited. I mean, I don't know. Is this alternate reality? Is there like
No,
multiple truths here?
No,
Like,
no, I
seriously.
don't think so.
what don't you think?
No. I thought like we had the
We
conversation that we'd
knew.
be together.
Well, you
and
know
then-
how it goes through friends. Like, oh, does she
Yeah.
like me? Can you find out? Like,
Yeah.
we had mutual friends that knew where this was gonna end up eventually. But I had heard through the grapevine that you weren't ready for some weird number 9 months to be in a relationship. So I waited 6, and we were supposed to go on to Austria for a semester abroad, and so you were going, and so I said I was going to, and then someone else that liked you was going to go, and then when I find out that you didn't go, I didn't go, and the person that liked you went, and I swooped in and then invited you over for Thanksgiving, and that's when I think we got serious,
Yes. Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And you held your own there, and everybody loves you.
So what? 6 months then? We
Yes,
serious?
6 months in, we got serious.
Okay.
Plans date night.
You.
I do.
You do.
It's not
I'm
the
sorry.
best,
I'm
but
bad.
I do. And
I'm
maybe
really
it's the
bad.
youth minister in me, like planning the events and planning the
Yeah.
things, or you're just.
I think maybe
I
I think I just get intimidated, like, because you do so much planning. Like, how do I plan for a planner? You know,
That's
like,
true.
It's a little intimidating because I'm like, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you failed here. You failed
Oh
there."
gosh.
You know,
Yeah.
in my head,
I'm bad.
It's my insecurity.
It's my fault too,
You know?
honey.
No.
Who picks where you go to dinner? I think for some reason I have veto power. Like I can
Yeah.
say no.
Okay, so you might not like this, but usually when you're like, you pick, and then I pick something, you're like, no, and I pick another one, nope. And you pick another one, nope. And I'm like, well, you pick, and you're like, no, I asked you to pick. That's how it goes.
But today we wanted
Today was
something
good.
else, and you said no, or I wanted something. I wanted Chinese food. I was
And I
okay with
said
Chinese
no.
food, and you said no.
No.
So there you go.
I'm okay to veto,
So
but
it comes down once in a
Yeah.
while. Who's the first one to admit that they're wrong? Who's the first one to admit that they're wrong?
you are.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is all you, babe.
I'm
terrible.
No, well, you don't have many faults. Like you don't
Oh yes, I do.
commit many faults to me. I try to. Well, you do say sorry a lot.
I just say sorry for that.
So, but when it comes to this, like we are definitely like we try to apologize and like I try to make sure that I'm okay with saying sorry and owning up and seeking reconciliation. It was a big thing ingrained in us in our marriage prep to never go to bed like angry with each other, or even when we fight, like to hold hands while we fight, even if we want to just like completely like
look each other in the eye.
Mm-hmm. And it's been our thing and it's been working. And to this point, like I think maybe there's only one time where we just couldn't talk to each other, and we said, you know what, we love each other, we affirm that, but we will talk tomorrow.
Well, we gave each other a time though.
Space.
Like we said,
And that's
we're going
tough.
to talk at this time. And
Yep. For those that are watching, catching us, we're just talking relationship stuff. We're looking at this Valentine's Day challenge where we go over things. If you want to say hello, say hello. What's up, Carla? Just saw you.
Yay.
Say hello. Drop us a question in the comments about dating, relationships, marriage, or not, and just hang out. Let's see. Who wears the pants in the relationship? We're both wearing pants right now. And again, I think the answer in scripture and stuff like that. But who has more tattoos? Check us out in the comments. Should I get a half sleeve? I think that'd be pretty. You said you'd like it.
I don't know if you could. I mean,
Handle the pain.
yeah, I don't. Sorry.
I don't think I can handle the pain.
I don't think
Okay.
you can.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Sorry.
And again,
Sorry.
yes, but maybe I should do like one of those fake ones, like really good ones, really good.
We
fake
could just
ones.
we have a bunch of kids. We can get a bunch of like
Fake
kids,
tattoos.
Kid
Yeah.
tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Who sings better?
Oh, you. Definitely you.
Thank you.
Yep.
But I love it when you do sing. I love it when you do
thank
try to
you.
sing. Yeah,
That's
I love it. I
sweet.
love it. I love it.
I try to sing.
Yes. See, Dorothy thinks I should rock a half sleeve. Thank you, Dorothy. Bulldog says
I'm sure he
no.
would. I'm pretty sure he could.
It's the pain.
It's the pain.
I think I could do it.
Like if I pinch
My
you,
pain
see?
tolerance is okay.
No.
I passed kidney stones. Okay, I can do this.
And I saw you how you reacted with the kidney stones.
The
It was
doctor
great.
says, or the nurses say, that it is comparable in the pain
How
threshold
did they know? How do you
to
know?
pregnancy.
Amanda's never given birth. So
But
how
a
do they
woman
know?
has passed kidney stones.
Yeah,
And so they compare.
but they could have had an epidural.
I had no epidural. I had morphine, but it was way too late.
It's okay.
Anyway, they said it was really
Good
small.
job,
They couldn't
honey.
even see it. So anyway, who hogs the remote?
Oh, you.
We don't have remotes. The kids lost them all, broke them all.
That's true.
So we use our phones now. We have app on our phone, which is cool
Which
because
is good.
now our kids
They
they
can't get the
can't
phone,
manipulate TV.
Yeah.
And we only have
That's
one
really
TV
good.
in the house that we use. Let's see. Who spends the most?
It depends.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I say
where?
like spends the most on themselves or spends the most on like
Let's not talk about that now.
on like
Let's not open up that wound.
well, No, I mean like I'll go and I'll like buy like unnecessarily like food, like snacks and drinks and like I'll go crazy.
What
like,
is this about like
on,
you
like,
buying
parties?
snacks? Like What
Our kids are
privilege.
Are you home with our kids? Like they're hungry all the time.
Get fruits and
like
veggies.
this COVID like makes them hungry. Like every like 10 minutes they have breakfast.
Yeah,
And,
I don't believe in the whole like, let's buy Capri Suns. Like,
I don't buy Capri Suns.
Or like, let's
No, but
buy,
like
or fruit snacks. You bought fruit snacks one time, and I was like,
oh
why?
yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
You know, but again, no shade for the people that
No,
that
it's
are,
just,
but
it
it
just
just
didn't work with our kids.
it wasn't good. It's definitely not good for me being overweight where I'm trying to be.
No.
It's definitely not good for me. But you know,
Yeah.
I can't drag everybody else
But like
down.
as far as like if we wanted to like spend on ourselves, like I don't spend anything on myself.
I
You spend
probably
me,
do.
yeah.
I probably
But
do.
you give me all the good gifts, so I'll
Yes.
take it.
There you go.
I'll take
There you go.
Mhm.
So I probably spend the most.
She
Did
goes
you go to the same school? We went to the same college.
Same college, yeah.
And then she went to school in Minnesota. I went to
Mhm.
school in Maryland.
Yeah.
Where is the furthest you have traveled together?
Mexico.
Mexico, on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
There you go. And then it was awesome when we got married. We did our honeymoon in Mexico, Riviera Maya.
Mhm.
It was all inclusive resort, so
Mhm.
very Americanized. We really got in touch with the culture. And then we went to Guadalupe separately when we got married, and
On
so
a
that
retreat.
was cool. We went on retreat. So she went first to Guadalupe, Mexico, and stayed with a convent of nuns,
Mhm.
and it was awesome.
It was.
It was a huge experience for her. And then I went like 2 weeks later, and
No, you went the week after because as soon as
The
I got
week after.
home, you left. So we went like 2 weeks without seeing
Really?
each other. Yeah. It was like 2 months into
Yeah.
our marriage, and then we went 2 weeks without seeing
Yeah.
each other.
and that was tough, but man,
Yeah.
was it worth it.
It was worth it.
It was incredible. So
Yeah.
definitely credit a lot of the graces in our marriage to those trips
Right.
where we were probably intimately close in prayer, but farther because, but we could share the experience together
Right.
and talk about it afterwards.
Mhm.
And we had been to the same places.
Mhm.
So that was really powerful, trying to find moments where we can have a shared relationship experience with our Lord,
Yeah.
right? And that's like true communion. So the upcoming saint one day, Fulton Sheen, said like it takes 3 to get married, right?
Mhm.
Man, the woman, and the Lord, and bringing him, inviting him into that place. And I felt like we were blessed early on, and blessed still now, to have encounters with the Lord that like most people don't get.
That's true.
Like, so it was really cool. So
Beautiful.
definitely carve that out. Who drives when you are together? Lately, we've been sharing
Yeah.
the burden of driving, but usually it's
It's
me.
usually you.
Usually me on the minivan.
Yeah.
Catch me with the Toyota Sienna.
Sexy.
Yes, girl. And then I'll post a picture of us eventually. There you go. And then again, and that's it for the survey. If you have any other questions about where we've been, our relationship, or anything like that, or vocations in general, let's hear them. Let's keep going. Did either one of you discern a vocation to the religious life? Let's go, Mama. You first.
Yeah. I don't think I did a proper. I don't think I did it properly, but I went on a few like discernment nights with the sisters at Franciscan. And I think ideally what I wanted to, because like I said before, we were in a relationship when I got there, and then I like ended it. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm going to discern like the religious life now, just because that's what I wanted to do. And so I did that. But then he comes along, and I was like, oh, you're like messing with my head. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Messing with my discernment.
I was like, I can't do this. And then I was just like, no, it just was very clear. Like, it was just not like, for me. So I don't think I properly did it, but at least I like kind of made the effort. I went on a couple like not full retreats, but like, discernment nights, prayer nights, adorations with the sisters. But
So here's the thing with discernment. Like,
yeah,
we don't do it well.
we don't.
We well, not us necessarily.
anyone.
And I don't mind putting myself out there and saying I didn't discern that part of it well. From what I know about discernment is like weighing two goods and seeing where God's will is. And you read like discernment of spirits, how you know something's of the Lord, something's not. But the peace that I received being in relationship with Emily and through the stages of our courting and of our relationship led me to know that I didn't need to venture into that place. I knew where God was leading me. It was very clear. Now, when I was out of high school and kind of loafing around, working restaurant jobs and doing my thing, I realized I was like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to go to the religious life. And I discerned for like 2 weeks. And I think when we were talking, I even said, I need 2 weeks to just figure out if this is for me. Like,
that was weird.
and that was weird because it wasn't authentic, because I knew what was going on. But being at our university, which I love, Franciscan University, but there was this pressure to like be fanatical about discernment. And because there was a buffet line of different, I mean, you have like discernment vocation fairs or whatever,
Yes.
which was beautiful. We had all these orders come out and talk about their orders, and you visited and I visited, but you know, for the majority, like you're probably called to marriage. But for me, it's like, I needed to look for that peace. And when I was with you and thinking of you and praying for you and interceding for you and all this other stuff, that's when God was like telling me like, no, like this is the one, you know, who shows you me better than anything else, you know, in terms of persons. Right. And so again, like you weren't number one. And we always say that, like, I'm not her number one, you know, Jesus is. That's her number one, and that's my number one. And so, so did we discern a vocation to the religious life? She did a little bit, but I didn't, because it just, I just, when you just know, you know, and now if you want to say like, did I discern the college that I went to well? I'll gladly say, no, I did not. I did it on a whim. I didn't even visit Franciscan University. I went to Franciscan University because I went on high school retreats there, which is totally different from the actual lived experience. But God worked with me and will work with you in whatever decision you choose. There's oftentimes in the church a kind of talk, and people can correct me here theologically, but there's a talk that says like, well, does God have a vocation just laid out for you? Right. And many of the thinkers and saints that I've read about and said like, well, no, like, yes, there is a path that the Lord wants to lead you to, but he'll work with what you comply. You have to comply with the grace. So if that means that I have to be, you know, like was I made to be a priest and then I got married? People always think like, just because I worked for the church, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, you should have been a priest. People have said that.
Really?
Like while I have a baby in my arm, they're like, you would have been such a good priest. I'm like, that's a misunderstanding of what it is to follow the Lord and to live it like evangelizing and being authentic. That doesn't mean that it's like, just because you're a youth minister doesn't mean you're good with every youth. And just because you're into your faith doesn't mean you're destined to be a religious or a priest, right? It just might mean like you're just on fire for the Lord and the Lord is using you in your whatever walk of life. And so that's been cool. That's been cool for us, is to see where the Lord is leading. And again, if you would have told me I would have had 5 kids, I would have said, what, you're nuts. Where's the other one? You know, because for some reason the 6th, you know, not the, you know, the devil's number, like whatever. But like, I always thought like we were going to have 6. Like I was okay. Like, 6 or 7, it's cool. But I don't know. But right now we're good.
6 or 7.
Right now we're good. And, you know, we came from big families, I think, relatively. Well, no, I come from a big extended family. But yeah, other than that, it's been cool. Anything else, guys? We're nearing our time together. We're ending. This is the Holy Ruckus podcast. You've been rocking with Josh and Emily. We were the founders of the Holy Ruckus. We wanted to make noise in the church and bring a different conversation. And so we like to highlight our blogs that we put out weekly. We have a new website coming out in the Lenten season. We have a Stations of the Cross project that we're really excited about. That's coming out like I don't know, we'll call it a virtual living stations, but it's like think of it like a spiritual music video, you know, that will air on our website and on our YouTube channel. If you haven't already done so, make sure you at the Holy Ruckus and you subscribe and you follow the whole thing. But yeah, man, hope this weekend was a blessing for you, or a time of discernment to feel out God's will. The beauty of Saint Valentine is that, you know, he was a priest and he helped other people discern God's will for marriage when it was outlawed by Emperor Claudius, who eventually, you know, gets in prison Saint Valentine, and then eventually, you know, does away with him. But he would sign his letters to his couples, love your Valentine. And he converted, and we heard it today in the homily, he converted a soldier's daughter, right? Or he converted that family because he healed her blindness or whatever. So St. Valentine, awesome man of the Lord. But anyway, this battery is about to die. And thank you so much again for rocking with the Holy Ruckus. Emily, parting shots as we close.
Happy Valentine's Day. We'll be praying for you. Check us out, and we'll see you in Lent.
Yep. And then check us out on the new podcast, The One You Gave Me, coming out soon. And so, yeah, thanks so much for listening and for watching.